was a great panel discussion with a good variety of views, both in terms of real empathy at, say, the sort of C-level, in terms of managing upwards as a CIO into the major decision makers and the ultimate business stakeholders, and then we even dove down into how do you make it real for the individual within the organisation, whether that's a technical person or a frontline person who's going to be impacted by some kind of change. And I thought, the kind of the openness of the conversation was made it much more powerful. I think from a takeaway perspective, I think the idea, one of the things that came up, which was quite interesting, was around benefits realisation and the fact that organisations don't really do it. They implement something, it goes live, whatever that thing might be. It doesn't necessarily need to be technology. And no one measures whether the value that was expected is truly realised. In my experience, that's pretty common anyway. There is some academic research which has sort of polled execs and said, why would I want to look back at a decision I made a year ago or 2 years ago to find out whether I got it completely wrong or not type thing, which is one view of the world. But what we did agree on was, you do need to measure. And so whether you're measuring leading indicators or lagging indicators, KPIs, whether you're looking at that from a quality perspective or whether you're looking at it from a velocity, I think one of the CIOs used the word flow, which I thought was quite good, or whether you're looking at it from a value creation perspective. It's really important to kind of measure success. We talked equally about the challenges of attributing value when you're doing something very complex and, shall we say, that has multiple work streams to it. Not easy, but measuring is important, and having those that are sponsoring, those that are I guess underwriting that investment in transformation, understanding what those KPIs mean is really, really critical. I think there were probably some tools and techniques that started to come out of the woodwork that we could do with spending some more time kind of getting under the skin of. And I think it's important to realise, as humans, as we develop, if you just think about human leadership development, you can use the kind of the frameworks of competence and confidence. And what I saw in the room today was, highly competent CIOs and IT leaders and leaders generally, who are working on really hard things. But what it means to get together as a group on a day like today is to help to build confidence, share stories, share war wounds, to step back from the day-to-day and just think about things differently. And I think it's a good thing for leaders generally to be able to do that. The beauty of something like today is everyone is, I guess, in the middle of very similar things. And so it's a very immediate and relevant feedback. My personal passion and my personal agenda is the idea of being more mature at innovation and transformation. So the idea that we should not just invest in those things that create value, but those things that create sustainable value. So build the mechanics, build the toolkit, build the culture that embodies continuous change, because the reality is change is currently, in the industries that I tend to work with and in is enabled by technology. Those technologies are coming at us thicker and faster every year, and the opportunities for innovation that creates only get greater as time goes on. But if we don't stop and look at how we effectively and efficiently, assess the value that technology could bring, prioritize the kind of work that we should be doing and where we should focus our limited resources, and then drive kind of consistent value creation, I think we're doing kind of our businesses and our employees, our shareholders, everyone involved in what we do a disservice. So my agenda is very much around the maturity of being better at transformation, if you will, transformational maturity.